do you know what I find to be the hardest part of having a beer? It's this. That's right, going to the damn drawer.
Wouldn't it be easier if you didn't have to open bottles every damn time? Wouldn't it be easier if you didn't have to open the fridge every time? Wouldn't it be easier to spend days and days researching automating solenoids, researching the fluid dynamics of carbonated drinks, and working out how to match 3/16 inch British standard pipe thread to a 15mm push fit?
No, it wouldn't. But we do tend to get carried away with things once we've started. So, with a little bit more ado, let me present to you the Automated Drinks Dispenser.
TM.
Side tap. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful system. One cider for you, beer for you. Spot on.
Yeah, it's a drinks dispenser, but it's pretty cool. We started building this as a test piece for a larger project we're working on with automated dispensing and decided to flesh it out into a fully functioning dispenser in the back of my kitchen. Sure, home bars are nothing new, but with this one, you don't even need to touch the tap. So, we're going to briefly go through how and why we made this thing, because it was actually not too bad, and it was a lot of fun.
A lot of our projects we do to learn, and the output doesn't really have a practical usage.
Looking at you, gantry robot that can't even reach the ground.
But this does have a practical usage. If I had my own way, I would use it every single day. So the first step is to way underestimate what it will take to build one of these things, and assume you can do it as a gravity fed system with just a box of beer sellotaped to the ceiling. And then, when you realise that that doesn't work, get yourself a corny keg or two, a bunch of specialist parts for running beer lines, a couple of electric solenoids, some beer taps, some piping, a gas regulator, and oh yeah, go down to your local gas merchant and sign a contract for some cellar gas, because apparently you can't buy CO2 cylinder outright.
So once we've got all of that, assemble your board, taps, kegs, gas, pipes, solenoid, power supply, interface, control boards and relay, and then we can start trying to work out how on earth this is actually going to work. For those of you that aren't in the UK, you'll probably have an easier time of this. If you're in Europe, then great. Enjoy your sensible centigrade units and measurable threads. If you're in the US, at least take some solace in the fact that everything is imperial. But if you, like us, are in the UK, then be prepared to spend hours trying to work out why your 3/8 inch pipe with BSP threads, which are 9.53mm, just doesn't seem to fit into your 10mm pipe fittings. And that makes sense when you say it like that. But when you're rummaging through buckets of old parts because, BSP is no longer standard apart from in pubs, so you're trying to use old plumbing connectors that you've found on the side of the road, it seems a lot less obvious. Once we got the plumbing parts plumbed up and pressurised, we can move on to control. We opened the valve on the CO2 cylinder and started experimenting. We started with intervals of opening the solenoid, and the first time we did this it went pretty well. It was consistent and tunable within maybe sort of 20mm, which is a great first attempt.
Yeah, pretty much identical, like 320.
And then we tried again, and it was totally different. And this is the second bit of nuance that we were never expecting to deal with. If you've ever shaken a bottle of soda, you know that CO2 doesn't always want to stay dissolved. In fact, it often likes to come out quite violently. Which means that to some degree, even under a constant cylinder pressure, the pressure at the outlet can be dynamic. And there's a whole industry around optimizing this for drinks dispensing. But we chose a simple method. Pick a pressure, stay with it.
If you want to carbonate a beer at home, let's say you started brewing your own beer or something, you tend to pressurise it at like 30 psi in the cylinder. But when it comes to serving it, you serve it at like 12 psi in the cylinder. Or at least that's my rudimentary research has told me. I'm sure I am totally wrong, and a bunch of people will correct me in the comments, and that's okay, because we are all learning. But that difference makes a vast difference when it comes to serving something. If you serve at 12 psi every time, it's pretty good. If you serve at 30 psi, it's an explosion. So the next thing was to redo the first thing, but with a constant pressure, and set that pressure every time you wanted to serve. So we set that all up with a potentiometer to vary the time, shown on an LCD, and a button to open the relay, and that worked well. We found that with one keg serving from one tap at 12 psi, it took about 6.2 seconds to pull a pint.
B-roll.
The next thing was to set up a sensor to detect when there was a cup present. So to start with, we put an IR on the board, and when there's a cup, it reads high and it dispenses a drink.
There we go. There we go. Oh, that's going a bit full. Jesus Christ. Spot on. That's how we want our pints. Okay, that's test number 1.
As with all our projects, we started by getting it up and running on a breadboard, and then moved on to soldering up the same thing, put on a strip board. Once we confirmed that that was working, we printed off a case with just the LCD, some switches and some LEDs to show when the taps are active. With the dispensing somewhat consistent, we could then build a little display for the system state indicators and duplicate everything for the second tap. Tidy up the board a little bit, decorate it in a process that took way too long, and then set about doing some repeatability testing.
So, over the course of an afternoon and evening, we tested the system with some friends and a beer and a cider on tap, and found that it is, in fact, repeatable enough to get entirely shit-faced.
So we are at the point at which we're ready to test this with the full live system, and we've bought some beers locally, or a cider. These guys are based not far from us, and they're pretty good, they're pretty tasty, so not sponsoring us, but if they want to, they can. We've got a cider, and then we've got a Moose River from Hop House in Bristol. Also not a sponsor, but we'd very happily be sponsored by them if they want to. They can give us a call. And we're just going to bang these into the system, pressurise everything, and hope for the best. That's the plan. Yeah, we'll start with the cider. There's no sanitizer left in there. In here. It feels like shit. Okay, in. Pressure. Right, pressurising. Right, what do you want first? Ethan, you want a cider?
Yes, please.
Cool. Cider tap. Cider tap. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful system. One cider for you. I'm locking the taps because I don't trust it. Beer for you. Beer for you. Open that up. Well, that cider smells good.
Yeah.
The straight pour is going to be a problem. Oh no, maybe not. Spot on. What do I want? I'm going to have a beer. Right then, pop those off for a sec.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers.
So that's all for the drinks dispenser. We had a lot of fun building this project, and we did it because it's a module for a larger project we're working on. All of the modules for that project will be standalone projects in their own right, as that enables us to make these long form videos in a coherent manner, and that helps us keep the channel alive whilst we're working on bigger things. With just 2 of us working on these projects alongside uni and working, progress can be really slow, but we are plugging away.
You can help us out greatly by liking the videos and subscribing to the channel. We are hoping to push for monetization soon, but that requires a lot more subscribers. In the meantime, if you want to contribute, we have set up a coffee for one-off donations. We have been trying to avoid Patreon, but maybe we'll set one up. Let us know what you think.
In the meantime, all your feedback is greatly appreciated, and we love reading comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye for now.
Fade to black.
Yep.
No.
So we're pressurising. So
do you want to? Is it turned on? What is making that pop?
hold on, let me just do a quick. So. Beer kegs, 1, 2, These are the lines that go to the system. The red line goes to our gas cylinder. Oh, our gas cylinder is here and we're pressurising. That's quite high, so I'm just going to turn that down.
Easy.
Scared the shit out of you. That's at about 12 now. You can just see that in there. This is our board.
There you go. Type.
There's lots of isolators because this can be quite messy. So watch this little screen here, because there's a, oh, it's dribbling. So we've obviously got the standard taps, which we end up leaving open when we're ready.
Why did that not work?
No idea. They're standard. Then we also have these, which isolate power to the relays. Oh, it's not working anyway. Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean...
And then on the back of the board, we have the relays that power the solenoid. So there's lots of fail safes in here. That's it.
No, it's not.
It was.
No, I can't...
Take this back over here. Get myself a drink. I need to open the tap.
Ready to pour. Okay, nothing's on. Cool.
And we've got some towels handy.
Oh, this is just very on and off.
Oh, this isn't even on camera.
Oh, is it just my... Because it was detecting my hand.
Arduino's powered.
Just want to hit it really quick.
We should have heard the solenoid either way. It's detected. Time, yep, drink, pouring. Why didn't it click? Relays are powered. Let's pour, tap 1. Everything's powered. Ready?
Yep.
Go for it. Pouring now.
Oh.
Why did the solenoid not click? It's always happened. Yeah. What's going on?
There we go. There we go. Alright, that's going a bit full. Jesus Christ.
Okay, we're ready. We're running at 12 psi. Let's enable both taps. And then after you, Ethan.
Cool.
You can have your first drink of sanitizer. Go for it. Pouring. Ready to drink.